The North, home of the first men and the old god of the forest. Let's learn about all the major houses in this biggest region in Westeros, with the most significant one at the end. House Bolton of the Dreadfort, one of the biggest and most ancient houses in the north. They are an old line descended from the first men and dating back to the Age of Heroes. These guys were the Starks' frenemies long before it was cool. Before the Andals' invasion, the Boltons once ruled what is now the North region as Red Kings from the Dreadfort, with their land reaching from the Last River and the White Knife to the Sheep's Head Hills. It has been suggested that the legendary Night's King was a Bolton. The Boltons are notorious for their brutality and cruelty. Their motto, "Our blades are sharp," which is really just a polite way of saying, "We're the people your parents warned you about." House Bolton was infamous for its centuries-old practice of flaying their enemies alive, to the point that they used a flayed man as their sigil. A common saying in the house was, "A naked man has few secrets, a flayed man none." The Boltons rose to prominence again during the War of the Five Kings, aligning with House Lannister and briefly ruling the North after betraying the Starks at the Red Wedding. House Manderly of White Harbor, one of the wealthiest and most powerful houses in the North, though they originally hailed from the Reach. They're like the North's answer to the Lannisters, but with less gold and more loyalty to the Starks. Plus, they control the biggest port in the north, which makes the Manderlys influential in both trade and politics. Unlike most Northerners, they follow the faith of the Seven, reflecting their Andal's ancestral roots. House Umber of Last Hearth, known for its warriors' size and strength, and they are among the most loyal supporters of the Starks. These guys live at Last Hearth, the northernmost stronghold in the north, which basically makes them the bouncers of the wall. The Umbers are a hardy and fierce people, living in one of the most rugged and inhospitable regions of the north. House Karstark of Karhold. The Karstarks are like the Starks' more aggressive cousins. Descended from Karlon Stark, they share the same bloodline, but with a bit more edge. Renowned for their fierce loyalty to House Stark, this loyalty is put to the test during the War of the Five Kings. Their ancestral seat, Karhold, lies in the eastern part of the north. The Karstarks are also known for their large numbers and exceptional martial prowess. House Mormont of Bear Island, a small but fiercely loyal house in the north, ruling the rugged Bear Island. Their motto, "Here we stand," reflects their resilient spirit. The Mormonts are known for producing tough warriors, including their formidable women, who are as strong as they are fierce. Lady Lyanna, one of the most loved characters in Game of Thrones, exemplifies this strength. The family has a strong bond with House Stark, and they once possessed the Valyrian steel sword Longclaw, which was passed to Jon Snow by Jorah Mormont, the former Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Jorah's son was Jorah, who was exiled and later served Daenerys Targaryen as her advisor and protector. House Reed of Greywater Watch, the ruling house of the Crannogmen, who are masters of the swamps and loyal to the Starks. The Reeds rule from Greywater Watch, a castle that literally moves around the neck that cannot be found by outsiders. The Crannogmen are a secretive people. Their lord during the events of Game of Thrones was Howland Reed, is a close friend and ally of Eddard Stark. House Reed is all about stealth, cunning, and knowing way too much about frogs. House Glover of Deepwood Motte, another loyal bannerman to House Stark. Their motto, "The North Remembers," reflects their dedication to their people and their land. Loyal, brave, and always ready to defend their home, the Glovers are the definition of ride-or-die allies. The Glovers rule from Deepwood Motte, a stronghold located in the western part of the north. House Cerwyn of Cerwyn. House Cerwyn is another noble house sworn to the Starks. Located just a stone's throw from Winterfell, Cerwyn is a modest but strategically important castle, as it is always ready to back up the Starks, whether it's holding a fort or swinging an axe. They're not the flashiest house, but they're solid, dependable, and definitely worth mentioning. With their motto, "Honed and Ready," the Cerwyns are known for their martial prowess and strategic importance. House Dustin of Barrowton, a prominent house in the western north, is distinguished by its pride and ancient heritage. The family rules from Barrowton, a settlement encircled by ancient barrows, which are believed to be the burial sites of First Men Kings. Known for their substantial wealth and formidable military strength, the Dustins hold significant sway in the region. Before talking about the Wolves, here are some honorable mentions. House Flint of the Hills is one of the mountain clans of the north. The Flints inhabit the high mountains north of the Wolfswood. House Foresters is another small mountain clans of the Wolfwood. They are bannermen to House Glover, reside in Ironrath. The Risewells rule the Rills, the extensive area between the Barrowlands, the Stony Shore, and Blazewater Bay in the north. House Tallheart is a loyal bannerman of House Stark, controlling Torrens Square, which is a castle near the western coast of the north. House Hornwood with the sigil is a bull moose, brown on a field of dark orange. Their lands include the forest of the Hornwood and extend west to the White Knife. The Locks of Oldcastle once ruled as First Men Kings after the Long Night, but they were eventually reduced to vassals by the Kings of Winter from House Stark. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the most loved and honorable house in all of Westeros. The the Stark of Winterfell. As the principal noble house in the north, the Starks boast a lineage that stretches back thousands of years, tracing their roots to the first men. House Stark was founded by Brandon the Builder, a legendary figure who lived during the Age of Heroes. Bran the Builder is said to have raised Winterfell, the seat of the Starks, and the Wall, and other legends connect him with Storm's End and the High Tower. The ancient Starks were kings of winter in the north for 8,000 years. They gradually defeated rival kings, such as the Barrow Kings to their south and the Red Kings, aka the Boltons to their east. For several millennia, the Starks were not the uncontested kings in the north. When the Andals had already invaded most of Westeros and turned their focus north, King Theon Stark made common cause with House Bolton and defeated Argo's Seven Star in the Battle of the Weeping Water, after which he raised a fleet and sailed to Andalos. There he took revenge by sacking and putting hundreds to death. This is why the culture, religion, and lineage of the First Men weren't wiped out and still remain in the Norths. The Stark family is known for their honor, stoicism, and deep respect for the old ways. Their sigil is a gray direwolf racing across a field of white. Their words are, "Winter is coming," one of only a few house mottos to be a warning rather than a boast. And let's be real, winter is coming is the ultimate vibe check.